guys, Luna here, back with another Skyrim console mod video. Overnight we saw literally 100 brand new mods added, and so to keep up with all of them, we are going to slightly change the layout of these videos. It's going to be a mixture of video, images, big mods and small mods in order to get through as many mods as possible. After all, these videos are not about showcasing the mods, there are plenty of those videos on YouTube. They are about letting you guys know what mods are brand new and letting you know what they are all about. As always, all the mods are available for Xbox One, and some of them are available for PS4. I will let you know which ones are when we get to them. So let's not wait around and jump straight into our first console mod. First up, we just have a small immersive mod here, and it's called the WatchTowers. This mod adds several Nordic towers as watchtowers along the Sea of Ghosts coast from Solitude to the east of Skyrim. And every tower, when you go inside, has random loot located inside of it. So a cool little immersive mod there. There's nothing more to it than that, and you can download it right now if you are looking for some more buildings to go along the coast of Solitude in an easterly direction towards Dawnstar. Next up we have Wildcat, Combat of Skyrim. The hot new combat overhaul for gritty and deadly fights. Wildcat makes combat AI more responsive and makes combat more dangerous and visceral by increasing lethality and adding injuries. It accomplishes this with minimal scripting and no save bloat. Stagger and injuries may not be everyone's taste, so this version of the mod comes with an in-game power called Wildcat in your powers menu. It comes with more effective combat AI, dials up most combat styles and combat related game settings to make opponents much more aggressive, decisive and dangerous. Injuries and stagger options. When the player or other actors fall below 50%, 30% and 20%, health and random injuries may occur, and the effects will last for 5 minutes or until healed to full. Those injuries include arm, chest, head, leg and spine ones. For arm, you get disarmed, you receive damage and a chance to stagger. For chest, it's called health halved, halt your stamina regeneration. Head, magic backlash, halt your magicka regeneration. For leg, it's called heavy slow, and it may stagger you when running and sprinting. And finally spine, it will cause paralysis. Takes double damage from bashes and power attacks. Furthermore, income and stagger now actually stuns the player instead of just shaking the camera. The mod is designed for combat to snowball, as in real life. Whoever gets through an opponent's defenses and lands a strong hit first is at a major advantage. Real life does not offer second chances. Damage dealt or taken is increased at all difficulty levels to make combat end faster. You also deal more damage when attacking vulnerable targets from behind, while they are casting a spell, during their power attacks and more, but less damage when out of stamina. Attacks cost stamina as well. You move slower sideways and backwards, and all of this works for enemies too. Also don't forget that a timed block will also reduce damage and may stagger the target. So a complete overhaul to the combat in Skyrim, and if you're looking for a bit more of a challenge or realism, then you can check that one out now. Next up we have the Legend of the Beast Slayer. This mod adds a new heavy armor to Skyrim. It supports both genders of the playable vanilla races, and can be tempered as well. It also has a small, but possibly lengthy quest to create the armor. You can find 2 books in the upstairs bedroom in the Drunken Huntsman, in Whiterun, and they will start the quest for you. These books are under the bed and must be stolen in order to acquire them. The different parts of the armor can be crafted in the hide section once you reach the end of the quest. So a really cool alternate armor there, and it adds a little bit of quest in there so you don't get it too easily and straight from the start of the game. So if you're interested in that, you can get that right now. Next up we have a small but funny mod, and it's called Fluffin's Followers, Winston the Penguin. Adds a simple penguin follower, the first one ever in Skyrim. Yes, he can actually fight. He'll stand there just tanking for you as he has 1k HP. And just in case you were wondering if you're into this kind of thing, you cannot marry the penguin. His animations will always be off due to lack of proper skeleton and tools to make one in the game, and so therefore the mod shouldn't introduce, cause any or have any bugs, because really all it does is add just this small penguin into the game. He's cute but he doesn't do too much, but he can just be a tank for your character. So if you're looking for an alternate to a companion, then you can download Winston the Penguin right now. Next up we have the Gifts of Akatosh. The Gifts of Akatosh collection contains in total 10 completely custom items. There are 4 new weapons, being a dagger, an axe, a warhammer and a sword. To go along with it, new crafting material, a fantastic shield and a completely epic armor. In order to get all of them, you will have to craft them, but they don't use just ordinary ingredients. To craft weapons worthy of true Dragonborn, you must get a set of exclusive items, the most important thing being blessed metal of Akatosh. There are 2 ways to obtain the metal ingot. The first method requires you to collect it from a chest at the back of High Hrothgar, outside in the courtyard where you train the Whirlwind Sprint Shout, right behind the gates. The chest respawns its contents every now and then, so you can always come back for more. The second method is by crafting. It requires you to have a bunch of steel and silver ingots and one amulet of Akatosh. Once you've gathered all of those things, both the metal and all the items can be crafted at any Skyforge, and they can be found under the steel category, which requires the steel crafting perk to be accessed. The ingredients are quite few and moderately hard to get, and that's to make sure you don't craft these weapons after escaping Helgen at the start of the game. So there's some really cool weapons in there, guys, you can see from the video and the images, and it's definitely worth downloading and checking out. Next up we have Better Vampires. Better Vampires is an overhaul to all the vampires in Skyrim. It strives to maintain balance and provide a much better experience for those wishing to play the game as a vampire. Other vampire mods exist, but they can be overly complex or force you to play only as the author intended. My mod is about choice and flexibility, and making your adventuring in Skyrim much more enjoyable. This mod only affects the player vampire. I don't make any changes to any NPC vampires. This is a highly customizable vampire mod. You choose how you want to play. Only a few minor details, like modifying jump height and blood meter, cannot port to consoles. In order to change things, use the customization power that you find in your spell menu to set all the options for your vampire. Then feed once on a sleeping or a seduced victim to solidify your stage, rank, and all options. Check your active effects to see what rank you are. Look at your in-game stats to see how many feeding victims you have and how many days you have been a vampire. So if you want to get a lot more out of being a vampire or vampires in the game, then download this mod right now. Next up we have another cool weapon mod, and that is the Valiant Nord Bow. This mod adds a new custom bow and arrows to the game, including quiver and projectiles. To acquire the item, all you have to do is simply craft it under the steelsmithing menu at any blacksmith. In order to craft them, all you need is 2 steel, 4 firewood, 1 sabercat tooth and 2 leather strips, and of course some firewood and steel ingots for the arrows. In terms of stats, it's pretty decent. It has a base damage of 18, so that's really high for any weapon, and each arrow does 25 damage. So if you're looking for a cool bow that's not too overpowered and it still fits in pretty well with the lore of the game, then you can equip this one now. It can also be enchanted, so if you're looking for any kind of effects, then you can add whichever one you want to this bow. Next up we have the Hunter's Treehouse. This is a large version of the popular Hunter's Treehouse. It's a very small treehouse located between Whiterun and Riverwood. Offers some storage, 2 barrels, 2 sacks, and 3 chests, along with 1 iron chest. And on one shelf also some books. There's a weapons plaque, a weapons rack, an alchemy table, and a cooking pot also available inside. The house is aimed for the modest adventurer who doesn't need or want a large or fancy estate, or for someone just beginning their adventure in Skyrim. The author tried to make this as lore friendly as possible to fit in with the game. If you're having trouble finding the chest key, head west from the treehouse until you find the pack of wolves. Nearby their spawn location, look for some venison on a rock and the respective bones to find the satchel that contains the key for the treehouse. Our second last mod is the Chaos Hairdos Lite, a mod that I know a lot of you guys have been looking for. A special light version of the Chaos Hairdos, this version features 15 male and 15 female hairstyles that can be applied either when crafting your character or by visiting the face changer in the Ragged Flagon in Riften, or in my case I just used the cheat menu to change my race. As an added bonus, Chaos Hairdos changes the hairstyles of the base Skyrim housecarls, Serena, and all of the follower companions except Athis. Future updates will expand the range of hairstyles available to both the player and other followers. So if you're looking for a brand new hairstyle and the vanilla ones just don't cut it, then you can download this mod. Even if you're not too keen on some of them, there will be a future update that adds a lot more hairstyles into the game. Our final mod is Cheat Room. I know I've covered some mods similar to this one before, but I feel like this is definitely the best one that's out for the game so far for Xbox One. And despite all the cool stuff it has, it's only a work in progress as well. So once you install this mod, if you check out your magic menu, there are 3 different cheat spells, and the one that you're looking for is Teleport to Cheat Room. The spell will then teleport you to a room that contains loads and loads of chests that have everything you can need for the game. And we're going to go through a list of every single thing that it adds. When you teleport to the room, it's just a single room, and it has every item in the game. Inside of here, you can get all the DLC, spawn any NPC, learn every shout, learn every spell, add or remove any effect, add or remove any disease. You can add coins of any amount, add any perk, you can level up any skill, you can add as many dragon souls as you want, you can change your character's appearance, adjust your character's height, that's a cool one, resurrect NPCs, you can make anyone a follower, you can change relationship between you and any NPC, you can kill essential NPCs, which is one I wouldn't recommend. You can access anyone's inventory, change the weather and time. You can create cheat weapons and armor, cheat rings. You can duplicate any item. You get 9 custom teleportation locations. and a backup system for certain stats in case there's a bug in your game. You can summon overpowered NPCs to help you fight. It also contains a place where you can do crafting, enchanting, and much more. So there's a whole bunch of things. All those things I listed are not including the fact that this room contains every single item in the game. So if you're looking for the ultimate cheat room and you have access to pretty much everything you need, then you can check out this mod right now. Well guys, there we have it, 10 brand new mods that you can download right now for Xbox One. Some of them are available for PS4 as well, although not all of them are. As always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And I will see you later with another Skyrim console mod video. See you all then.